And we're closing out your holiday weekend here in Irvine, California with some women's water polo final preparations before the Tokyo Olympic Games get started. In just a couple of weeks, it's Russia taking on the defending champs, Team USA, in a USA Women's Water Polo Showcase. Hi, everyone. Welcome poolside here at the Woollett Aquatic Center, joined by the longtime college and national team coach John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you. John, we look forward to USA and Russia. For this team, if you've watched Team USA, they seem to be crushing the competition. They win all the gold medals, but we heard on Saturday from Coach Adam Krikorian, they have things to get better at. What can this team still improve upon?
Well, I think that's what's special about the Olympic Games and being on an Olympic team is it's the preparation. NBA teams, NFL teams, you go through these long seasons, plenty of work. It's all concentrated at one time. This team has been preparing for 5 years. They're not satisfied. Regardless of the score, regardless of outcomes, results, they're not satisfied until they're on that podium in Tokyo. Now,
we saw on Saturday a 14-4 win over Russia. Someone who helped save the day in what seemed like a dominant effort. Goalkeeper Ashley Johnson came up with a variety of stops, and this is the balance of this team. Someone's always there to make it happen.
And this is a total team effort, and good goalies and great goalies like Ashley Johnson always make their team better around them. But as you see in these clips here, she can block the ball, or she doesn't have to block the ball, right? As the great AC Alone once said, to touch you without touching you is one of my skills. And that's what she can do. People miss because of her presence in the cage.
So Team USA, they've named their Olympic roster. Russia, they are actually submitting their final 13 today, so we are in the last moments before these squads gear up for the Tokyo Olympic Games. We'll get to the starting lineups, look ahead to some of the key pieces in this matchup, USA and Russia, coming up after this quick timeout right here in Irvine, California. Stay close. Fans pouring in. Team USA finally able to play in front of spectators here in this final tune-up before the Olympic Games, and so thrilled to be in front of the home crowd before they go off to Japan, where we know none of their families will be able to attend. Let's take a look at who's going to go in this one. First, for Russia, they switch things up in the goal. Anna Ustukina gets the nod today as they're still trying to decide who will go for that final 13. And we also see a few other changes throughout their mix, as one of the key pieces from Saturday, Evgenia Soboleva, will not play. Now over to Team USA. Coach Adam Krikorian keeps it simple. Same exact starters from Saturday. Ashley Johnson in the goal, joined by, of course, the world-class talent at attack, Maggie Steffens. Aria Fisher was a tough cover in at 2 meters on Saturday. John, as we look at some of these pieces for Team USA, we start first, Melissa Seidemann. A defender early on, she's become so versatile.
Water polo is a game that's played inside out, and Melissa Seidemann is such a strong presence in front of the goal, but she can play multiple positions, and it opens up the game for the rest of her teammates.
And a beautiful finish in close, beat the buzzer at the end of the first quarter on Saturday. Right in front, on the other side, Russia, Nadezhda Glizina, part of a veteran group. They have a lot of pieces that have been part of this program now going on 5, 8, 10 years.
And that's what makes Russia such a great competitor and such a great opponent today. Glizina, one of those bronze medalists from the 2016 Rio Olympics, that comes here today preparing for another game in Tokyo.
And all odds point to her becoming a 4-time Olympian this summer in Japan. Southern California looking good on a Monday holiday weekend. We're back with the start after this. ESPN's exclusive presentation of USA Women's Water Polo is brought to you by Turbo and Sea Air Federal Credit Union. A big summer for water polo. Olympic Games on the way. If you're new to the sport, this is a great primer. Team USA, the best in the business, defending gold medalists in London and Rio, taking on Russia. Here's a look at some of the rules if you haven't seen too much of Olympic water polo. 4 8-minute quarters, pretty simple. Most goals wins. There's a shot clock just like basketball. It's all deep water. That tends to be a surprising fact for some folks. They are treading. There is no one touching the bottom. 3 personal fouls. But you'll hear a lot of whistles, so it's 3 hard fouls. That's going to get you fouled out of this game. And then you will hear a variety of whistles. John, I think people that love water polo, they kind of hear them but don't hear them. You know the whistles are happening, but you're able to kind of look past them as we look at what's gone on lately between these two, all Team USA.
Yeah, water polo, one of the toughest sports in the world. Traditionally, eyes on it on an Olympic year, and everybody gets to showcase and see how tough and just how athletic these women are.
So we're about to get this one started. Our officials here, Lavondra Menjian, Sergio Macias, Team USA in the white caps there, preparing for the opening sprint. This is how each quarter in water polo starts. Russia across the way in the blue caps. And we are ready to begin. Team USA, a dominant effort on Saturday, a 14-4 win. Russia made a nice push in the third quarter, but U.S. wore them out, winning that one going away. And now they'll control the opening sprint to get us started here. Elise Williams in the 12 cap as the U.S. gets their offense set up. We talked about it on Saturday with Brenda Villa. The reputation when you're dealing with Russia, it's going to be a heavy, sticky game. They're going to press hard, foul to try and steal, and it can wear you out. And they force a turnover here. This goes against Team USA, and now Russia quickly attacking. Here's Evgenia Ivanova on the break. Pulls up lob, and Ashley Johnson with the left.
Ivanova made that common mistake on Ashley Johnson, where you think you can lob over her, and she make it look open, but takes it away.
Yeah, traditionally, Johnson hugging that near post, a lot of room behind her. A lob on paper should work, but Ashley Johnson does so many things others cannot. So after the turnover, now Team USA back at it, and they'll draw their first exclusion. Steffens thought she had the quick opportunity and ended up passing it back out as the exclusion will go on Prokofyeva of Russia, and we'll see our first power play here for Team USA. Here's Fatal, now Williams. Don't see that very often, a drop pass on the 6-on-5 for Team USA. That'll slow down the attack. A couple of balls in the water now. Shot clock to 5. Here's Fisher, back to Musselman, catch and release. Maddie Musselman cleans up a broken play, and the power play's there.
If you want a high percentage conversion on your power plays, you want a cross pass, catch and shoot almost every time. And you get this great cross pass across the pool from Mackenzie Fisher, hits Maddie Musselman in the hand, and as soon as the ball touches her hand, beats the shot clock, catch and shoot, beats the blocker, beats the goalie. Great finish.
Hockey fans will think of a one-timer there. That's water polo's version of pretty much pass onto the hand in the case of this sport. Lets it fly to the back of the net. Lob attempt again, this one up over the cage, this time coming from Maria Borisova, who gets the go here. Russia bringing an extended roster, 17 athletes. Not everyone played on Saturday. Borisova capping up today. And now trouble. Musselman into Steffens inside, easy penalty call. And frustration in close for Evgenia Ivanova, but textbook stuff there. Came with a very hard foul. Steffens had the advantage, and it will set up a penalty try.
Yeah, easy call for the official, and maybe your frustrations with their teammate. You're beat in transition. Can you get some help over to not allow that to happen?
Mackenzie Fisher off the post. Well, Team USA, if there was anything they struggled with on Saturday, it was penalty shots. Just 2 for 4. Had a couple of misses, and they're off the mark to start here.
And those become really crucial, Greg, in all these games in the Olympics, because that is how you break a tie and immediately go in no overtime, straight to shootout.
Power play again now on the exclusion. Team USA up 6-on-5. Simonovic going off. Here's Fatal. Musselman up on her legs. Now Steffens lobs it over the top and out of play. So sloppy early on here from the U.S. The missed 5-meter try, and then uncharacteristic throwing the pass out of bounds on the 6-on-5.
Uncharacteristic, the right word, but Greg, you mentioned earlier in the broadcast about Coach Krikorian seeing things for improvement. This is what we're talking about. The scoreboard doesn't matter. It's execution that matters on every single possession.
You're so right, because if you look at the scoring column, it's win after win, often double-digit victories, but these are those moments that he's keyed in on. And now Russia will get their first chance on the advantage. Aria Fisher departs for 20 seconds. Off the hand, ended up working out back to the top of the perimeter. Around the way they work it, Johnson gets a piece of that, and the Team USA defense holds on the first 6-on-5 for Russia, and now Melissa Seidemann is on.
Yeah, great coaches will focus in on each possession of the game, regardless of the score, because that's what's going to make the difference if you're trying to win another medal in the Olympic Games.
This team's always looking for ways to improve. They do not rest on their accolades. Almost sheepish when they have to discuss all the medals they've won and the winning streaks. Here's Seidemann, thought about a layout, felt a double team, gives to Fatal. She'll eye it up, goes lob, and an easy pull down for Ustukina.
Again, not the best offensive start for Team USA. You can see, even with Seidemann not down at the 2-meter line, it's kind of a broken possession that turned into 2-on-2. So Push Korean will have a lot of film to break down here after the first quarter.
Long cross pass now as Russia looks to set up Ivanova, the 33-year-old, one of these returning Olympians. Now out high, Prokofyeva, the captain, lets it fly and lets off the top of the cage and away. And it stays 1-0. Nearing the 4-minute mark in this first quarter. Team USA and Russia, final preparation for the Olympic Games just a couple of weeks away. Steffens now on the counter. Defender giving chase. The captain cruising in. Deals to Musselman, give and go, works inside, penalty called. Textbook stuff, Musselman and Steffens, the give and go, and the foul comes from behind.
You said it best, Greg, give and go. Create space in transition. You see this in all sports, but Steffens, the legend, one of the all-time greats, gets it down to the 2-meter line and keeps attacking towards the cage. And with that constant attack, that's how you create these opportunities.
And Musselman will get a chance here once more. Missing on the first, second penalty try coming. It's like a missing cap. A staple of water polo matches as we look at Adam Krikorian. Former UCLA head coach joining Team USA more than a decade ago and has vaulted this team from a very, very good program to otherworldly. Mackenzie Fisher has a new 11 cap on, and here's Musselman, and puts it home this time. Maddie Musselman has her second, this one coming on the penalty shot try.
You get a second look here for Maddie Musselman. Watch the subtlety on the shot here. Watch her lean left. Leans just a little bit left and then shoots right, and that's just enough to freeze the goalkeeper. Right? Great thing for young people to watch there on the penalty shots. These little things that make the difference and make her, again, one of the most prolific scorers in a very young Olympic career.
Maddie Musselman, a UCLA Bruin, went to Corona Del Mar High School, not too far from here, and then went to online school in her senior year to be able to train full-time with this squad ahead of the Rio Olympic Games. And that investment paid off. Won gold in 2016, now back at it here, working on a second. Big fight down low. Paige Hochschild's come on. Musselman, great defense, but Prokofyeva will draw the ordinary. 5 on the shot clock as Russia started to retreat. 3 now, quick turn and fire, and Johnson tips it out, and that is a save for Team USA, but that's a nice job by Russia staying in the play and forcing a reset of the shot clock.
That was a good battle, good O actually, and good D the whole way through, but you can see why Russia's such a strong opponent. They never gave up on the possession the whole way through.
Shot clock after the tip out resets to 20. Shot try from the outside, Ashley Johnson ready, and the attempt there was Veronika Vahitova. A couple of stops early on for Johnson. More than halfway through this first quarter, 2-0 lead for Team USA. Coming in at 15-0 on the year. Seidemann inside, tipped away, good help. Prokofyeva coming across to assist Vahitova, who's defending. Jamie Nuschel is on for Team USA. She's guarding now near the middle of the pool. Slow pace here early on. So now Russia will get into their offensive end. Entry in. Exclusion. And Seidemann going off as Timo Fieva, one of the tough covers for Russia at 2 meters, able to draw the opportunity.
Good patient front court offense there from Russia. Draws the exclusion, gives them a chance to play here on the power play. Trying to make this a 1-goal game.
Bursnova, Cherzina. And originally it looked like it might have been a tip out on Johnson, and now they may be calling a field block. And now they will say tip out on Ashley Johnson. So this will stay with Russia, and it will get put back in play at the 2-meter line. Still on the advantage for the moment, as Steffens waits to return. And now the flag is out. Steffens can come on, even strength on defense, but a quick shot and a connect. Russia right as sides were evening up. Alona Serjantova is on the board, and Russia with their first goal.
Watch this again. We talked about this before. Catch and release, catch and shoot. The one-timer, as you said, boom, right there. That's the way to beat Ashley Johnson. That's the way to convert lots of power plays. Good possession there for Team Russia.
And Serjantova, one of the younger players on this team, just 23 years old. 2 goals in the Super Final a couple of weeks back in Athens, Greece. And that's good presence of mind. You always compare it to the quarterback, feeling their blind side, feeling the rush coming on. She knows Steffens is coming from that corner, but stays in the moment to score it.
He does a great job there. And 2016 gold medalist at the FINA Youth World Championship. So someone who's been in the Russian pipeline for quite some time.
Talking with the Russian staff earlier, excited about some of these younger players they've been able to develop from that youth level. Hochschild was posting, Prokofyeva comes across for the tip away, and the ball back to Ustukina. Now some pressure in the backcourt. Steffens dealing with Prokofyeva as they push ahead. Cherzina works back to the Russian captain. Entry in, turning, off the post. Close call, excellent opportunity for Simonovic, just couldn't connect inside. And in transition, Simonovic in disbelief, she misses off the post and then gets excluded on the way down, tangled up with Hochschild. 6-on-5 now for Team USA.
Always tough to be the shooter on offense and then get excluded back the other way, but you're always put in a vulnerable position. Paige Hochschild took advantage of it, drew the exclusion, now power play for Team USA.
Here's Hochschild on offense to Stephanie Harlabides, passing into Musselman. Pretty stuff from Team USA. The lefty to the righty. Musselman has 3 quickly.
Great athletes and great teams make this look easy, but this is a high degree of difficulty. Watch the ball go off the wrist of Harlabides, right to Musselman, who turns cross-face for the finish. Unbelievable play from Team USA.
And you see on the replay there, John, she's kind of stuttering a bit as she moves towards the cage. She's getting pulled underneath from behind, so using that leg strength to try and separate from the defender.
And that's the hardest part about water polo, is that what's happening under the water. That's what makes it the toughest sport. You gotta have strong legs, that athleticism combined with what you can do with your upper body, and that's what makes it the most complete sport in the world.
So Maddie Musselman is locked in right now. 2 goals on Saturday, 3 already here in the first quarter. And we'll see an exclusion called here against Hochschild. And correction, this will confuse people that have watched water polo for 50 years when there is a penalty on cap 5.
Yes.
And that is what has gone on here. So Hochschild called for the penalty wearing the 5 cap, and this will be a chance for Russia to get their first penalty try, as Elvina Karimova will try and bring them a bit closer. And she does, make it 3-2 as Karimova connects.
Karimova with the finish there, but the penalty call, FINA, emphasis on the new rules. If you get inside water, if you're attacking the goal, you're going to be rewarded. Penalties rewarded as you get a second look here. Gets it right over the right shoulder of Ashley Johnson. Good finish. It's Maddie Musselman 3, Russia 2.
And a good answer from Russia here to not let Team USA try and pull away early in this first quarter, although they're back at it. Hochschild from Harlabides. The pass came as she was submerged, and Paige Hochschild, a couple of first-time Olympians to be connecting for a score, 4-2 Team USA.
Off the line play from Coach Krikorian develops as such. You get Paige Hochschild wide open in the middle, but look at the no-look wrist pass from Harlabides, and she is just developing into an elite-level playmaker now, and that's what you want in your left-handers, out of that side of the pool, to be able to create plays for your others, and great pass, great finish.
6-second differential, shot and game clock, final moments of this first quarter. Last few minutes, high energy to close out the first. Vahitova outside. Here's Karimova with 5 on the timer. A few fakes, and she is stuffed. Steffens turns that back. Shot clock will reset, but we're almost out of time. Johnson on the bounce, hangs on. She'll let it go, and that's knocked down with just 1 second left, and that is how the end of the first quarter transpires. Team USA leading Russia 4-2. Maddie Musselman, the MVP of the most recent World League Super Final, keeps on rolling. Fans loving what they're seeing early on, ready to cheer on their squad in the second quarter. We'll have it for you right here after this break on ESPNU.
Looking forward to competition more than anything, but I'm also looking forward to a bunch of different athletes from everywhere around the world coming together for the same purpose, to compete, to represent their countries, and to enjoy that atmosphere and connection we can actually all have together.
Amanda Longan preparing for her first Olympic Games, and really summing up what so many athletes are thinking about, just the excitement of getting this opportunity when it was postponed a year ago, the uncertainty with these Olympic dreams have a chance to be realized, and now they will.
And they get a chance to be the epicenter of the world. We realize we're still working through a pandemic globally, people struggling all over. The Olympic Games is a beacon of hope in the midst of all the things that are happening around us.
Yeah, Adam Krikorian always refers to it as the greatest display of world peace. And looking forward to seeing what these teams can do in a couple of weeks. Here's Hochschild, as Team USA controls the sprint to start off the second. Musselman cutting backdoor. Meanwhile, Steffens posting, trying to turn and reach that ball, and lots of hustle, but just off her fingertips, and Ustukina will gather. But on the way down, we won't get far. A kick, and this will come right back to Team USA. Officials all over that, as Russia with a boot on the way down, and now a dangerous pass. Hochschild able to hang on. Looks to Fisher all day. Front doorstep, cashes in. So Russia got out of sorts there after the foul in transition, and Team USA quickly had numbers.
Yeah, and good athleticism shown there. Paige Hochschild to save the bad pass and then make a good one over to Mackenzie Fisher for the finish. And if you're the Russians, you're looking now at transition defense. How quickly can you get back on defense? They've done 2 broken assignments in front of the goal that have led to easy plays for Team USA.
Russia trying to keep pace. Good look inside here, and that'll draw an exclusion on Elise Williams. Russia now 1 for 2 on the advantage. Here's their third opportunity as Williams goes off. Working back near side. Field block. You can hear the thud as the Team USA defense denies that Ivanova try. And sides are back even.
Musselman with the field block there. Again, for people watching water polo for the first time, the defense blocks the ball out of bounds. It actually turns the ball back over to them. So different than other sports where the team would retain possession, you're rewarded for defense and for field blocks.
A little counterintuitive to what you know from other games, but it has been a great add here to water polo in the last 10 years or so. Battle off the ball, and then exclusion. Steffens draws the foul, and Musselman on fire. Her 4th cannot be stopped on the offensive end. 18 goals at the Super Final on the way to MVP honors, including 3 goals against this Russian team in the semifinals. 2 Saturday, 4 right now. We're not even at halftime.
Maggie Steffens draws the exclusion, and watch the finish here from Musselman. Good look here, lots of fakes, lots of time, lots of room. You can't give her that space, and she finishes it. And just like an outfielder in baseball, robs the home run in the outfield, then hits a home run on the next at-bat. Musselman with the field block and the goal on the ensuing possession.
Her dad, Jeff, the former Major League pitcher, will appreciate your baseball analogy.
Yes.
Good time with the Mets and the Blue Jays. It's funny, there was a great article about Jeff and Maddie done by TeamUSA.org not long ago. He said, yeah, there's arm release and that sort of thing, but he really thinks of her role more like a quarterback, where you're checking down, where do I go with the ball? You're feeling pressure. It's less similar to his sport on the mound. Vital catch and release. And Russian keeper Ustukina getting just enough of it as it bangs off the post.
Ustukina with a nice save, but yes, the apple does not fall far from the tree in the Musselman family. Athletic greats, both father and daughter.
Under 6 minutes to go, first half. 6-2 lead for the U.S. Offensive foul. Steffens in close, working with Borisova. Officials on that. Borisova grabbing. Steffens was trying to fight for position. Dangerous pass here. Picked off. Taken away. And now a one-on goalie developing. As Russia's on the move, Ivanova, one-on goalie against Johnson. Turn back! She is stuffed by Ashley Johnson.
Watch this again. You're going to see Ashley Johnson making up for the bad pass. If you're going to turn the ball over as a goalie, this is what you're going to see. And then stuffs it on the one-on versus goalie.
And most times, that scenario is going to go the way of the offensive player.
99 out of 100 times. Ashley Johnson always makes that 1% happen.
You can hear the crowd here in Irvine kind of settling, waiting for this showdown to unfold. Shooter versus keeper, and Johnson delivers. And makes another. Ashley Johnson starting to heat up as well in the cage. She had a strong effort at the World League Super Final, named top goalkeeper, 37 saves. As Team USA took top honors once again. 7 straight FINA World League Super Final titles. It is typically the second most important international event in any calendar year.
Yep. Played that one in Athens, Greece. All the women played well, but when you have a goalkeeper who can play with that much confidence and with that much consistency, it makes the game a lot easier for you.
Fatal, the patience, tries the fadeaway, and that one is off the post as the shot clock expires. Telling you about Ashley Johnson, 7 saves so far. Last 2 pretty ones, and now debating coming off of her line, thinks better of it as Timofeeva controls. Halfway through this second quarter. 6-2 lead for Team USA. The squad had a 69-game win streak, a record in modern women's water polo snapped in early 2020. Traffic inside, penalty called. Excellent maneuver in close. Timofeeva wheeling inside. 3 defenders crashed, and she draws the penalty.
What a move by Timofeeva. That's a strong move. When you say wheel, that's a turn, we call it in water polo, where she can move her body and the ball in front of the goal, get the defender behind, let's go, and it's an immediate penalty call from the official. Tough play there. It's going to lead to a penalty shot here.
And here's Nadezhda Glizina to come on for the 5-meter. And delivers, make it 6-3 as Glizina is on the board with her first. And second look at how this was drawn, and we touched on leg strength in this sport, and a lot of it here. Defenders on her back, submerged and then wheels or turns inside. That is some real power.
Yeah, real power, and you get a good look at Glizina. We talked about in the beginning of the broadcast, bar that down, top shelf, bar down. And Coach Konkorian's got some work to do now. This is the game he wanted. Competitive, close, and you're seeing good stuff from the Russians, and Team USA has to respond.
Glizina, part of that power club in Russia that calls Karishi home. They won the Len Trophy this year. She had 2 goals in that final as they knocked off Mataro. Fisher now. This is Mackenzie Fisher, sister Aria in at 2 meters. A variety of fakes and paints the corner with the lob. Second goal for Mackenzie Fisher.
Ask and you shall receive. We asked for a response. Open space. Sister Aria creating that space, demanding the double team at 2 meters. Makes room for Mackenzie. Lots of good fakes. Get the back look here. Near side lob. Goalkeeper can't keep up. But that 2-on-2 play where the center is creating space for the shooter is what creates room. And when you give a shooter like Mackenzie Fisher that much space, she's going to put it away.
And legs so foundational in this sport, but you see it there again. Fisher faking. The goalie can only stay up so long. The shot blocker can only stay up so long, waiting them out to get that lane. Entry in, good catch, and a penalty again. So great positioning in close from Simonovic. As she turned inside, Johnson was waiting, but the foul came from behind. And you hit on it. This is a relatively new rule in FINA. If you are inside 6 meters, so inside this yellow cone, you have the ball and you are attacked from behind, it's going to be a penalty almost every time. And here's the shot, and there's the score. Serjan Tova with her second.
That's right, Greg. Simonovic made the move. Russia doing a great job of threading the needle and finding their centers to draw these penalties. And watch Sarasotova get up and put this away. Another penalty shot, another penalty conversion for Team Russia.
This keeps Russia in this match, trailing 7-4, nearing halftime. There's Kaylee Gilchrist. Pressure now, Russia dropping to help an Aria Fisher, and she turns inside and draws a penalty of her own. So center play taking center stage right now. On one end, a penalty score for Russia. Now Aria Fisher showing what she can do. This Team USA will get their third penalty shot try. Fatal will give it a go. Quick skip, not wasting any time. Rachel Fatal on the bounce. She has her first.
Quick release there from Rachel Fatal to finish. Watch it again. She picks the ball up and goes right, skips it right at the 2-meter line. Very tough for the goalie to track when you can skip the ball off the water in that way. It's a very tough, high percentage look against the goalies. But you said it. I love it personally. I was a former center. I love seeing the centers involved. It makes the game so much better for everybody else because it creates space and it puts intention in front of the goal and you get high percentage looks. Aria Fisher with the reverse spin, reverse turn to draw the penalty.
Fatal subs out. Team USA will get back to their bench. Very common for them to go full hockey line change here. Empty the bench. The starting lineup, it's not irrelevant, but anyone in this group can start for this squad.
Yeah, coaches talk about it all the time. It's not who starts the game, it's who finishes the game. Everyone's going to get a lot of minutes throughout. What you see at the end in the fourth quarter is what matters.
A suit grab. Ivanova was working in close. And with that offhand, a tug of the suit. And now Team USA back on the attack. Kaylee Gilchrist, Aria Fisher inside water, keeper out, and yes, another penalty. And this is textbook stuff here. Goalie coming out, Ustukina trying to help cut that off because as it developed, Aria Fisher was going to have an excellent opportunity. But again, the foul comes from behind. It's the penalty, and now Haralabidis.
Aria Fisher dominating the game inside where teammates find her. Kaylee Gilchrist with a great pass to lead to the penalty.
And Haralabidis, another quick release. The fastest release on this team. And after some beautiful assists, now Stephanie Haralabidis getting on the board in the scoring column.
Watch again, whistle blows right off the water. Quick release, skims it across the water again. We talked about the skip shot being so difficult to block and the fast twitch release off the wrist for Haralabidis. Yes, she was dropping dimes in the first quarter. Gets a goal here in the second, shows her complete all-around game.
And it shows her fast release. It could probably be a 2-hour podcast on the psychology of penalty shots.
Yes.
And do you shoot fast, low, high, corners, outside? Strong try, Johnson with a tip out.
Another save there from Johnson.
Ashley Johnson quickly approaching double figures. Maddie Musselman has led the way on offense, 4 big goals. Ashley Johnson solid in net, and Melissa Seidemann now helping on defense. A scrum for it, and she's on it with the takeaway.
Great defense from Seidemann there. And now you have another transition opportunity, counterattack opportunity for Team USA.
Gilchrist across the way. Trying to break free, and another penalty is called. Now in that case, I can see the argument for an ordinary, but Gilchrist works inside, did have that inside position, was fouled from behind. Team USA threatening, and they will continue their parade to the 5-meter line.
And you get another shooter, but a great move from Kaylee Gilchrist, a great pass to finish, and you get another penalty conversion there for Team USA. Maggie Steffens puts it away.
Team USA spreading the wealth now on offense. Maggie Steffens with her first goal, so getting a lot of scorers involved.
You get a second look here again. Skip shots, right? Skips it right to the goalie's left over there. You get a good look at Coach Krikorian, who loves the team effort, sees the balance in scoring after Musselman starts out doing it, and he loves to see everybody get involved, everybody contribute, and that's what you're seeing now from Team USA. But that attack, that counterattack, and finding the space and finding the people in front of the goal, you're going to draw a lot of penalties. Those are good calls. Those are the right moves because you're rewarding athleticism, you're rewarding speed in this game.
Borisova drives through, nearing 1 minute to play, first half. Karimova left unguarded. Good look over the top. Could not hit, point blank range. That was a fantastic look across the way. And Rizkova couldn't deliver.
Good after goal play from Russia. A lot of movement, a lot of spacing, good pass, and just misses the wide open goal.
Need that cage to be a little wider, and then that one was home. Power play on this end, 6-on-5. Neutral out to Gilchrist. Team USA 3 for 4 on the advantage. Here's Musselman. Shot clock to 7. Out high, Steffens, Musselman. Great look, Seidemann regathers and cleans it up. Gave a smile because she knows she bobbled the initial catch, but then picked it up and put it home.
I think that smile there because Musselman missed her the first time, so there's the rule. Missed her the first time, right there, wide open. Misses her on the 3 posts, gets a second chance, makes up for it, and finds her open teammate. Russia never knew Seidemann was there on the post.
Seidemann says, now you give it to me. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Where were you a few seconds ago?
Exactly. Yeah. I was ready. I was ready. It's tough work down here holding position.
That's right.
11-4. So it felt like a very close game. Team USA has quickly surged ahead. And look at the penalty shots. Team USA's drawn 5. They've hit on 4. That's been a big reason why they've built a large lead. As we come to halftime, Johnson lets fly, and that's over the cage and away. She can go full court, just a little high this time around. And Team USA takes a close affair, and as they so often do, expands on their advantage. 11-4, they lead. They go 4 out of 5 from the penalty. They go 4 out of 5 on the 6-on-5. These are the opportunities good teams take advantage of. It's what they're doing.
Yeah, every time we do these games, Greg, and we look at this at the box score, we see if a team's doing great on their penalty conversions, doing great on their power play conversions, they're going to be winning the game. When they're not, it goes the opposite way, and you see Team USA taking advantage of their high percentage looks.
Maddie Musselman, 4 big goals. Ashley Johnson again in cage. She had that beautiful one on goalie stop. 8 saves overall in this first half. As Team USA cooling down, preparing to get things started in this third quarter. We're going to hear from Maddie Musselman here at the break. Seidemann, Fatal, Hochschild, Steffens, Harlabides, and Fisher also adding to the goal scoring for Team USA as they continue to, as you talked about, John, really show that depth and that balance. And now we're joined by Maddie Musselman. Maddie, fantastic start for you, picking up where you left off at the Super Final. Just kind of describe the flow you're feeling here on offense personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely out of breath. It's a lot of work. This team is really fast, very physical, and I think being able to be patient on offense is what kills them. And I think just being able to use your legs, get up on your legs, and finish is why we're executing so well right now.
Yeah, Maddie, when you talk about execution, the whole team is involved. Talk about how the teamwork works. The ball's moving well on 6-on-5. Talk about what it takes to get to that point.
Your legs, for sure. I think us being able to use our legs, get up, make that extra pass, especially with this team that uses their legs really well, get up in those passing lanes. I think making that extra pass, that's why we've been able to finish, especially on those posts.
Maddie Musselman, great start to this one. We'll see you in the second half. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
4 goals for Maddie Musselman. Team USA turning things away late in this first half. Ashley Johnson, a big effort as well. It's a full team affair as usual for the world champs. We're back after this. Great look at the Queen Mary. We're not too far away from Long Beach, California, Irvine, California, where Team USA leads Russia 11-4 here at the half, brought to you by Nulo Pet Food. We told you the USA women, they have their 13 going to Tokyo. So do the USA men. Just last Friday, they found out the squad that will represent Team USA in Tokyo.
Feels good. I've been working really hard since I was about 9 years old, trying to make this dream come true, and for it to finally become a reality, feels really good. And obviously there's more to come and more goals to reach, but right now this is a big accomplishment and a check off my bucket list.
Being named to my second Olympic Games is incredible. It's been a long journey since 2016, a completely new group of guys, and the work we've put in together has been awesome, and I can't wait to get to Tokyo to experience the village and show all the hard work that we've been putting in.
We have the long process this year. We had 19 players who played overseas. This was a long period, you know. Last 6-8 weeks we had common practice with several European teams, and we had good preparation, including this last one in Georgia and Tbilisi in World League Super Finals.
We've all been playing in Europe, but it's also brought us a lot closer, especially with the pandemic, being able to train in Europe a lot more often together, and especially some really good results that we've had leading up to the Olympics. I think the team has come together really nicely, and we're ready to fight for each other in Tokyo.
I'm pleased and I'm very excited, looking forward to Tokyo. Guys put very hard work, and work ethic was always a high level. It's a tough decision, it's not easy decision, and my message to the players who were not selected is that they're going to be always part of this family, and our success will be also their success.
Of course, we're trying to get first, win the gold, and but there's steps along the way, one game at a time. So our first game is Japan, so we're going to focus on that for now and go from there.
Well, congrats to the 13 guys that made it, 8 first-timers, but part of this process means someone doesn't get to make the team. Classy stuff here from Chancellor Ramirez, has been part of this program for a number of years. The day he finds out he's one of the last cuts for Tokyo, tweeting his support for Team USA, for his UCLA Bruin alums. It's all part of the process, and as Coach said, their success will be all these athletes' success. (11-4) the lead for Team USA over Russia, halftime in Irvine, California, as we're working our way towards the start of the third. But let's take a look back at the first 2 quarters, and this score not indicative of how close this game was at certain points, but John Matty Musselman came to play today on fire, 4 first-half goals.
The hot hand indeed started the game off, and just watch, every time the ball touches her hand, you see the balance underneath her to allow the arm to shoot the ball. It's all legs that allows the upper body to make this happen.
This is someone who had some injuries a couple of years ago, some shoulder problems, fully recovered from that, and you see how dangerous she has become. I look at some first-half numbers. Penalty shots, they stand out. Both teams getting plenty of opportunities. It's their centers working hard, drawing those chances.
Yeah, and getting rewarded, and the officials doing a great job of really emphasizing these FINA rules, where if you have space inside, that you're going to draw the penalty. But to see 8 penalty shots across the board from both teams in the first half is a lot for any game, but it goes to show how much offense is being produced.
And we hit on it in the first half as well. Good teams take advantage of their advantage, and that's what Team USA has done. 4 out of 5 on the power play, 4 out of 5 from the penalty line. Any coach will look at those numbers and say, from an offensive standpoint, we're executing. So Team USA has built an 11-4 lead, 8 of those goals coming on the advantage. We'll take another timeout, get you back with the opening sprint to start the second half. High above the Woollett Aquatic Center, Mackenzie Fisher cruises in, and you get a great look at the separation and the score. One of the key returners coming back for this Team USA squad. A look at the returning Rio Olympians, and this is what gives countries around the globe nightmares, because Team USA comes back well stocked, and then they've added some strong talent.
It's really the perfect balance on an Olympic roster. You have 13 athletes that make up the roster. 8 of them are returners, which means 5 of them are new. So you get this balance of experience and youth that leads to success today and prepares you for tomorrow.
And then within that, Melissa Seidemann, Maggie Steffens, they were part of the first gold medal squad for this USA Women's National Team program. They have won a medal in every Olympic Games, and so they bring that veteran experience. Maggie Steffens, people recall the 2012 Olympic Games, came out and just set the world on fire. 21 goals, ties a record for the most goals in an Olympic tournament as a 19-year-old, and set the tempo for a career that has led her to be an all-time great.
Yeah, she's an all-time great. She reminds me so much in comparison to like a Sue Bird in USA basketball, someone who's going to play in her 3rd Olympic Games, potentially going to play in more after that, and just someone who will always be a consistent presence and be the kind of quintessential teammate to everybody else to make the team better around her.
And then we told you about the 5 newcomers. Here they are. So Stephanie Haralabidis amazing passes in this first half. Paige Hochschild, Elise Williams during the Hungary series, and even on Saturday, explained a bit of her story and just that resiliency to kind of stick with it here. This is a very, very difficult team to make, and that's putting it mildly, because you were talking about a training group, as you see the newcomers. If you get into that top 18 or 20 that are going to train every day in Los Alamitos, California with this squad, you're already amongst the best to do it right now. So then to narrow it down further to get to 13, it's a monumental task.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can say newcomers with kind of the quotation marks around it, because all of these women are world champions, World League Super Final champions, NCAA champions, people who have gone through multiple levels of success in their career to make it here. And to get through the gauntlet that you just described, that Coach Krikorian provides in that training opportunity for them, is a great feat. But these are not first-time, they're not rookies going to the Olympic Games. These are experienced, battle-tested, battle-ready athletes.
Especially with the pandemic postponement. Now you're talking about 5 years since the Olympic Games.
That's right.
These athletes have been through quite a bit, extensive training, and they all look forward, especially those 5 first-timers, to officially walk out there and become Olympic athletes. As we're underway here in the third, Team USA and Russia. John Abdu, Greg Meskel joining you from the Woollett Aquatic Center in Irvine, California. Second game of this series. The two will finish things up tomorrow in a closed exhibition at their training site in Los Alamitos. And off to Tokyo. They head out a week from Tuesday to begin their adventure at the Olympic Games. With the first game on July 24th, they'll take on the host, Japan. Entry inside is Aria Fisher, so strong in that first half drawing opportunities, and this time it's takeaway.
Yeah, good opening possession for Team Russia. You see a lot of white water in the kicking. Good halftime break. This is their chance. Coach Popovich talks about this all the time. The first 3 minutes of the third quarter will make the difference.
Karimova moving in, trying to make a difference in these first couple of minutes here, not let Team USA get any further away, and that's a good start for Russia. Score it for number 12, Nadezhda Glizina, her second. And Russia trying to chip away at this Team USA advantage, now trails 11-5.
We put the spotlight on Glizina at the start of the game, the veteran, and she's proven us right. You see the return, Ashley Johnson having in the ball out of the goal after she scores it. Good finish there, and that's what you need for Team Russia. If you're down, it's the beginning of the third quarter, you need to start chipping away, and that first goal makes a difference.
Glizina, 33 years old. This Russian squad has a few athletes in their early 30s. Team USA, for example, Melissa Seidemann, their oldest player at 30 years old. Aria Fisher picking up where she left off in that first half, drawing another penalty as she turns inside and will set up a chance for a 5-meter opportunity.
I think Bernizva owes Aria Fisher a quarter for that ride. That's a huge turn. You can see the spin. Wheels are all the way around to draw the penalty shot.
And Fatal is there. So Team USA 5 out of 6 from the penalty.
The power move from Aria Fisher sets us up, and you get a second look here. Rachel Flaw getting her second penalty shot in. Same thing, opposite side of the goal. Skips it home for the goal.
And now 6 penalty shots, 5 made. You're getting towards the ceiling of how many you see in a game.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of time left.
Totally.
There could be a ceiling, but the rules are the rules, as they say, right? So if there's going to be inside water, if there's going to be attacks in front of the goal, more penalties will be called. As you see Aria Fisher getting excluded in front of the goal.
So she will go out, and Russia still looking to convert on their first power play. We'll get a chance on the 6-on-5. Burstova, Vahitova as they work it around the perimeter. Prokofieva, she's been quiet so far. Veteran low skip and in on cue. Ekaterina Prokofieva, the captain for this Russian team, has her first.
Prokofieva, watch the wind-up here. She gets the ball. They move the ball all the way around the 6-on-5. She keys in. She's locked in. Watch how she winds up, and we call that a wrap. Wraps around the block, skips the ball in for the goal, and a strong start for Team Russia. Offensively aggressive, ready to go.
That shot bouncing underneath the defender's arm and then curls away from Johnson into the corner. And Prokofieva keeping that good third quarter energy going. Russia, they came out with a couple in a row on Saturday to try and battle back, and doing it again here. Overall, just a closer game. Higher energy we're seeing here from Russia as opposed to Saturday.
You get that as the series goes on, as common training goes on, you're going to see the energy go up because they're getting more acclimated. They're well rested. There's a good defense there from the Russians to take it away from Musselman.
It's a perfect look to Musselman driving towards that far post, but Russia there to help. Prokofyeva the goal on one end and then the tip away on the other.
Yeah, we talk about the energy. We talk about Russia's energy being here. I don't know if you've seen a map lately, but Russia's not close to the USA. They are tired after this flight, right?
Yeah.
There's a long distance of traveling to get here. They have to acclimate. So usually the later the game, the closer it gets.
And Paige Hochschild excluded, and Russia again going up on the 6-on-5. There's a look at the headman for Russia, Alexander Gaidakov, the Olympian with Kazakhstan at the Athens Games in 2004, and leading this program. This Russian squad split up among clubs within Russia. They get a lot of experience in that Russian league. The Kurishi club, the dominant team there. They have won the Russian league literally 19 years in a row. But it keeps them all close. They're not scattered about. They can come together. Russia is a very large country, but they can come together for training. And this is the man at the controls. You talked about, though, the fatigue factor.
Yeah.
This whole series came together rapidly. You're talking about a week, 10 days ago was decided, okay, this thing's going to happen, start getting travel together, and that's just the scheduling in a pandemic world right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is coming off of travel to Greece, so they were in Greece, go back to Russia, then come here. All right, all this travel is going to cause some fatigue as you see what they draw up off the timeout for their power play.
This is the 6-on-5. Scored there first from this woman, Prokofyeva. Waves it around. Now Glizina changing the arm angle and hitting a hat trick for Nadezhda Glizina. This time fading backwards and connecting on the 6-on-5. So back-to-back power play scores for Russia.
Yeah, good execution here off the timeout. They get what they wanted. They get one of their best players, Glizina. Look at this, like a fadeaway jumper, but bars it down from the baseline over there. Tough shot, tough angle, but she puts it away as the veteran does. And we talked about those numbers we saw at halftime in the statistics. 0 for 3 on the power play for Russia. Now they've scored 2 here, and that's always the difference, Greg, we talked about in keeping these games close.
Third goal for Glizina. She had 11 at the super final in Greece. And it is those stats, they so often tell the story. Can you take advantage of these penalty fouls at the 6-on-5s? That will get you back into a match. Pass inside here and taken away, working for Seidemann, but ends up right in front of the Russian defender Borisova, who will now lead the counter. Seidemann giving chase. Head up, Borisova on the attack. Swings it around to Prokofyeva, who surges inside, and she'll draw the exclusion. So Russia piling up the fouls on Team USA now as Fatal goes off. Looking for their third straight 6-on-5. Borisova, big wave. Moves it around outside, a variety of fakes. Borisova getting it back inside. Johnson stuffs that behind the head attempt. Creativity not allowed on her watch, in close.
And another great power play for Russia, and another great save for Ashley Johnson. And this is what makes Team USA so dangerous. Here's Russia knocking at the door, cutting at the lead, creating opportunities, drawing fouls, and Ashley Johnson just shutting them down at every corner.
But a fantastic start for Russia in this third quarter. Stringing together the power plays, that'll be a penalty. Prokofyeva coming across to try and knock that pass away as Steffens had gotten inside position. And the penalty shots continue. Number 7 on the way for Team USA. Told you about Johnson, now 9 saves in cage. Her counterpart, Luz Tukina, just 2 stops. Looking for a third here with Fisher stepping up. Goalie out big, but Fisher able to beat the keeper. 6th penalty shot score for Team USA, and Mackenzie Fisher has her 3rd on the day.
Watch the second look here. Kadimova actually steps in and splashes her while she shoots the ball. You see kind of Mackenzie give her that look right afterwards. I think I could hear on her breath, she said, "and one." Why don't you put that away? All right. In normal play here, that would be an exclusion or a game misconduct. Not allowed to interfere with the penalty shot. Got the interference and still scored it. Good focus, good attention there from Mackenzie Fisher.
Borisova gets inside, ditches Steffens. The lob is in. Great position. And after a couple of failed lob tries, this time it works for Borisova and the Russians.
Borisova getting some space. Beautiful pass inside. Nothing the defender can do about that when you're blind and the ball comes that opposite way. Borisova creates that space and does only what she knows how to do and put the ball over Ashley Johnson's fingertips. Good answer back from the Russians after the penalty shot.
And we've talked about trying to execute these lobs against Johnson. In that case, Borisova makes her make a call, keeps going forward, drew Johnson out, and then is able to go over the top. Under 4 minutes, third quarter, 13-8, Team USA. Haralabides has a lane, but it's controlled by Ustukina. And then the outlet. Daria Rizkova. Trying to crack this top 13. Wasn't part of their super final selection, wearing the 18 cap. Now Prokofieva. In a tussle with Gilchrist. Thought about it at around 6 meters, passed on that shot. Field block, Musselman devours that attempt from the outside by Rizkova. In transition. An exclusion will go against Russia. That's on Borisova.
Borisova giving Simon a whack there in transition. Good catch by the official to make the call. Lots of offense being produced by both teams. You can see this. So they're both working so hard in transition. That's what leads to these exclusions, Greg.
Musselman, as the shot clock expires, that pass was a bit behind her. Had to try and gather it up and let it go.
Russia with the ball. 2:40 in the third.
Team USA in the lead here, 13-8, but this has not been their cleanest effort. But as you alluded to, this is what Adam Krikorian's looking for. He's not looking for errors, but he's looking for a real challenge, I think, for this group, and they found it here in Russian.
There's a reason why the Russians are here. It's a great training opponent. Again, the bronze medalist in the 2016 Rio Olympics. It's a high-level team. They're going to push for a medal in Tokyo. Good for both teams to get this prep as they try to finalize their roster and name, but there's no better quality opponent than Russia for Team USA, who, ironically, before winning the gold medal in Rio, also had the Russians in Southern California to train before they left. So if it ain't broke, why fix it?
It's a team they're very familiar with. Russia also has made every Olympic Games. These two met the 2004 and 08 Olympics. Haralabides flips it up. That's off the frame of the cage and away. Tried to catch Ustukina unaware as the shot clock was expiring. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Vahitova now. Looking to advance. Prokofieva goes in at 2 meters. The captains will battle it out as Steffens defends. Simonovic now. Shot clock to 5. Timer to 3. Catch and release off the post, and Steffens and Johnson corral the rebound.
Sarzontova, that's the right play, though. She beat the keeper, beat Johnson. She gets that on goal. That's another bucket for Team Russia. They're doing all the right things. They're trying to chip away. Tall order to defeat Team USA, but they're showing a worthy opponent today.
Kelly Gilchrist. Great story of recovery, working back from an injury in 2019. Her Mamba mission, getting her fully healthy here to make her second Olympic squad. Power play now, Musselman. Put another on the board for Maddie Musselman. 5 for the 22-year-old from Newport Beach.
Draws the exclusion. Glizina gets excluded, but Russia on the 5-on-6 just never steps up to stop her. Look at this, open water, moves in that open water. Nobody in front of her, does the right thing and puts it away. But your first job is to stop the ball on 5-on-6 to set up your defense. Russia doesn't do that, and the keen Maddie Musselman puts it away for her 5th goal on 6 shots, Greg.
And there's the numbers, has an assist to go with it. And we keep telling you about these advantage numbers, but they're telling the story of what has gone on here today. Team USA 5 out of 7 on the power play, 6 out of 7 from the penalty line. Now Prokofieva working on Haralabides. Looking for space, up on her legs, but sails it high. That's a difficult shot.
Trying to go one-on-one, trying to create something one-on-one. Prokofieva, the veteran, sees that the team needs some goals to keep the comeback going, forces one out.
Final moments, third quarter. 3-second differential, shot and game clock. Seidemann all day with the turn, wave off the goal. and they'll whistle her for using the off arm to get rid of Prokofyeva. So an offensive foul against Team USA. No goal. 9 seconds left now. Jerzina being pressed all the way back and does not want to deal with that from Rachel Fatal, and that is how the third quarter comes to a close. So a lot of offense. Russia getting back in this one, working in their way. With the 6-on-5, they converted back-to-back power play goals. The veteran Nadezhda Glizina, the captain Prokofyeva. It's a 14-8 game. ESPN's exclusive presentation of USA Women's Water Polo is brought to you by Anti-Wave and Cap 7 International. On the way, Team USA fans loving what they're seeing through three quarters, 14-8 in these final preparations for the Tokyo Olympic Games. They get underway just a couple of weeks from today. And here's a look at that schedule. July 24th, this USA Women's National Team will take on Japan. We explained this on Saturday. Russia will compete in the Olympics, but under the name ROC due to ongoing investigations and the rulings by the CAS. Their name, their flag, their anthem banned from these Olympic Games and the upcoming Beijing Winter Olympic Games, but they can still participate. They will be there, and they will see this U.S. team in group play. So getting very familiar now, and then going to take part in a very important game in Tokyo.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why it's so important to play opponents that you're going to see in the Olympic Games in preparation for it. But you see that lineup, not an easy lineup for Team USA. Some may look at that and say, well, they're going to roll through it. They're the defending champs, but anytime you play in these high-pressure situations in a bubble environment in Tokyo in this Olympics, quarterfinals, semifinals, those are going to be some really tough games for Team USA.
And then it wouldn't be the Olympic Games if Australia wasn't sitting on the other side of the bracket waiting for some sort of pivotal crossover opportunity between the two. That seems to happen in almost every Olympic Games. Here's Seidemann working in close. At about 5 meters, she'll draw an exclusion frustration for Vahitova, who goes off. And now Haralabidis. Steffens looks to Jamie Nushel. Steffens, the Stanford Cardinal, to Fatal, the UCLA Bruin. Put their differences aside in the college game to connect for Team USA, and another 6-on-5 score. Team USA now 6 for 8 on the power play. Rachel Fatal adding another.
Check out the second look. It really comes from the pass. Great finish, obviously nice legs from Rachel Fatal to finish that off, but Maggie Steffens with the up and over pass. Coaches spent hours in practice working on a play like that to get the ball to the post and try to get that high percentage look. Good textbook 4-2 pass from Team USA.
Rachel Fatal, 15 goals at that super final in Greece, and now Maggie Steffens passing on one end, defending on the other. Picks the pocket there. A good start in this opening minute for Team USA in the fourth quarter, leading 15-8. Russia made a push in the third. Had a couple of 6-on-5s to go after struggling there. But now Team USA back at it with another power play. Borisova, not afraid to mix it up down low. She'll go off. And here's Steffens and company on the 6-on-5. Nushel, Fatal, surrounded, works out to Gilchrist. Back to Steffens, scores it. Maggie Steffens, the patience from this USA attack, evident right there as the 3-time Olympian has her second goal in this one.
You get a second look. KG, Kelly Gilchrist gets it over to that one spot. Catch and release, catch and shoot, the one-timer we keep talking about. It sounds like broken record, Greg, after all these broadcasts. The way to attack, the way to finish, the way to make it work there with the catch and shoot as Maggie Steffens puts it away.
It's like so many sports where it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's actually a bit simpler than we make it out to be sometimes.
That's right.
If you do some of these fundamental things, this is how you win. Haralabidis guarding. Here's Prokofyeva. Fatal fronting in the post as Russia sends Ivanova across. Now they work inside. Johnson all the way out. But we'll get an exclusion, and they'll call it against Fatal as Johnson came out to help. So Rachel Fatal, her second foul. No shortage of fouls in this one. The exclusion board is full of yellow dots.
No, sir. That job is a busy one today, putting up those magnets.
The redirect off the crossbar on the one-time try to Serjantova.
I think Ashley Johnson got another finger on that, another hand on that to make it happen. That's an incredible save. You can get another second look at that. The type of legs and patience it takes to be a goalkeeper there and make the save on the post shot is incredibly high level. Team USA continuing to build a lead because of the stops they're getting on defense.
Johnson in double figures in the saves department. Gilchrist trying to extract herself from Borisova. Maddie Musselman now. From the outside, a six-pack for Maddie Musselman.
Unreal, Greg. Watch this as she gets it. The legs build up as she puts the ball in the water. Up, 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 and then puts it away. You don't see that release. It's a little bit of that hezzy as you see it. Again, the second look, watch the hand on Johnson there. Inside, close look, high percentage look from the Russians, and Johnson still makes the save. You see it there, offense and defense, and that's why Team USA has a 9-goal lead.
Yeah, Ashley Johnson just getting enough of that, her 10th save, to ricochet off the bar. Elise Williams now defending. Team USA in control here, 17-8. There was a moment in that third quarter where it looked like Russia was going to climb all the way back in this one, but credit the United States, even when everything wasn't clicking early on, they have really righted the ship when it comes to 6-on-5 and penalty tries. Shot clock to 8 here for Russia. Prokofieva. Big fake, Johnson with the right. A race for it, and it will be awarded back to Team USA after Ashley Johnson has saved number 11. The Miami, Florida native, Princeton University, and the outlet to Musselman. Perhaps lucky number 7, cruising in. Musselman on the move, and she'll draw the penalty. Maddie Musselman working inside, had a lane. Defender from behind, Kadimova. A little debate about who will take this shot. Looks like they're going to perhaps tee it up for Maggie Steffens. No, it'll be Harlabides. A lot of choices there.
So many penalties, so many options.
Harlabides, good to go. 7th penalty shot goal for Team USA. Last time you saw 7 in a game.
I don't know if I've seen that in a very long time. You get a second look at Harlabides. We talk about her quick release. It's like the fastest draw in the West, right? Yeah. Able to get the shot off before in the duel. 8 penalties against Russia, right? That's 8 penalty shots for Team USA. They're 7 for 8 on those penalties, so 7 of their 18 goals coming from penalty shots. A really unique thing, but not so unique, Greg, if you think about it in the context of how much offense is being produced, correct, how much they're attacking, and the rules being called correctly by the officials.
Good takeaway. Musselman, we continue to call her name. Dominant effort here from her, just all over the pool. You mentioned Harlabides, the quick draw. She said years ago, studied YouTube videos of the Serbian great Filipovic, another dynamic left-hander with perhaps the quickest release in the men's game, and wanted to pattern herself after him as Fisher's turned back by Ustukina, but it will come back in at 2 meters for the U.S. squad.
Good save there. Harlabides is doing the right thing. You study the greats, you study the great players, and you get done right. Like you said, it's always simple. The execution and the actual tactics at the highest level of sports is always something so much more simple. Can you get it off quicker, then the goalie can react. And Harlabides does that every time.
Halfway through this 4th quarter, timer to 6. Here's Harlabides, pours it into Aria Fisher. Reverse spin, you guessed it, a penalty. This is becoming great practice for Team USA to take in-game penalty tries. This will be their 9th try. And if this is the first water polo game you've seen, this is not typically what happens. So if you're watching this sport for the first time and thinking, wow, they shoot a lot of penalties in water polo, this is a fairly uncommon event to see now 9 being taken for Team USA. Steffens will look to add another.
But another strong move from Aria Fisher at the center position, drawing the defenders, turns them all the way around and create the penalty shot.
Steffens misses, gets her own rebound, puts it home. Well, add that to a list of things you don't see very often, and I guess if you're going to take 9 of these things, eventually it might ricochet right back into your hand, and Maggie Steffens knows what to do with it. Doesn't miss from here.
My guess is Maggie Steffens did that on purpose, padding her stats, going for the triple-double, wanted the offensive rebound to put it away for the score. That's what you do when you're a high-level athlete. You make sure they get these things done right. Maggie Steffens gets her own rebound, puts it away, and my thoughts and prayers go out to Ustakina. Comes in to start the game and had to see 9 penalty shots, all these close looks inside. You know, tough look for the goalie when you have to deal with so much offense coming your way.
Yeah, the 32-year-old of the Volograd club, I'm sure thinking, I did not sign up for this.
That's right.
I'm happy to be a goalie, but do I have to face 9 penalty tries? And Maggie Steffens, as talented as she is, could she do that again?
Yeah.
She shot it off the cage, ricocheted back to herself. If you gave her 50 tries.
Pass goes in.
Entry in here, shot clock to 3, backhand. Not much on it. Fisher helping to defend on that attempt from Timofieva. 19-8. Team USA on their way to another victory here over Russia. Now Musselman. 6 goals to lead everybody. Started off with 4 in a hurry. Arlabides into Fisher. That'll just be an exclusion. The power play on again for Team USA. Their 10th opportunity. Arlabides, now Musselman. Good look. Elise Williams slams it in. Maddie Musselman scoring, passing, and Elise Williams the beneficiary.
If I'm a coach at home, I'm taking the clip from the beginning of that front court offense all the way in to the end of the finish there from Elise Williams, and just textbook teamwork. Maddie Musselman high on her legs, gets the ball to Elise Williams, who turns away a defender on her left shoulder and still able to finish. Such a tough finish inside for Williams. Big pass, big goal, and just a great sequence from Team USA from start to finish, moving the ball, creating offense for themselves, and converting the power play.
Williams, the 3-time world champion, preparing to make her Olympic debut in Tokyo. A couple of college teammates there from UCLA, Musselman and Williams.
We talked about that, Greg, right at this segment. A 3-time world champion is a first-time Olympian. So it doesn't equate when you think about the veteran presence the team will have in Tokyo.
And Russia now will call for time after they draw an exclusion. Yeah, it speaks wholly to the depth here that this squad has, that you have to fight to make every roster. You can make that world championship roster, but not necessarily make that Olympic roster and then come back and make worlds the very next year. And this is what this team does. It's a battle to make every roster because this is their record. So you go back to their last full year. So they were 37-0. That really goes back to 2019. But a 69-game win streak that they carried throughout all of 2019, from early 2018 into early 2020. And it has just been a parade to the podium. They are used to the top step only.
Yeah, and if you take a look at that, you just think of absolute dominance. Arguably, and now potentially without question, the greatest and most successful women's team sport currently in Olympic history.
Speaking about the greatest of all time, we got a good look there at Shieldy.
Yes.
Legendary mascot.
Absolute legend, Shieldy.
Talking about keeping things simple. Don't overthink it. It's a shield. No. 2:20 to go in the 4th. 20-8, Team USA. Looking to close things out. Russia with a good in-game opportunity here on the 6-on-5, knowing this outcome is long decided. And they're going to run out of time. Stifling defense from the U.S. closing out that power play try. Russia now falls to 2 for 7.
And you think at this point that Team USA might be emptying the bench, but everyone should know on an Olympic roster, 13 athletes, that's all you got. So you got to play 7 at a time. So everybody getting some run here, right? There's no room to clear the bench. You see Seidemann still working inside.
Seidemann, the regather, good help in front. Rizkova coming over to support Ustakina, as Musselman was going to have, Seidemann was going to have, no surprise saying Musselman's name quite a bit here, but Seidemann was going to have an opportunity in close. Good position. Trying to get rid of the defender. Johnson helps the defense recover on the turn inside from Timofieva. And now Adam Krikorian will call for time with 1:19 to play in the 4th. A 20-8 lead for Team USA. And Ashley Johnson, we told you at the top that she can help forgive some mistakes like this.
That one, she's making up her own mistake after the turnover, but some post-shot saves inside, high-level stuff.
Double-digit saves once again for the top goalie from the World League Super Final. She has been named best goalie in the world. Former Women's Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year, Catino Award winner. It's the Heisman Trophy in college water polo from her Princeton days. And we touched on it on Saturday as well. She's a tremendous athlete, but she works very hard at this. You can see some of the things that she does and gets to places in the pool that others can't. I think the initial thought is, what an athletic move, but she spends hours and hours to make those moves seem fairly simple.
Yeah, and spending time with the team and seeing her talk about shooters, she has spent a lot of time learning tendencies of shooters, playing overseas, playing professionally in Europe, so getting to know the opponent, and that's the evolution in the game of Ashley Johnson.
Aria Fisher, again, just wreaking havoc in that 2 and 3 meter area. And now the 11th 6-on-5 try for the U.S. after Russia even over, sent off, and add a goal for KG. Kaylee Gilchrist on the power play. Team USA now 9 for 11 from the 6-on-5. 21-8, they lead it.
You get another look. Harlabides gets it over to Kaylee Gilchrist, who one-times it over, catch and shoot, puts it away. KG with a strong finish. She talked about the Mamba mission that got her here today after the accident in 2019. Just great stories all around on this Team USA roster of getting through adversity, right? Getting through strife and making it to this level.
It's such a cool moment for Kaylee coming up in that she goes to Tokyo, the Olympic Games, the last Olympics in Tokyo in 1964. Her dad, Sandy, swam for Canada at those Olympics. So talk about a full circle moment for the Gilchrist family. Tipped away by Jamie Neuschel. Ashley Johnson controls. The shot clock is off, and Team USA can take the rest of the time in this one. Ahead 21-8. A little bit of a slow start, some sloppy moments in that first quarter, and they recover in a major way to take charge in this one. It's their last match in front of a capacity crowd here. Rachel Fatal out to Neuschel. They don't need any more, and time will expire. Harlabides turned away at the buzzer, but the job is done. 21-8. Team USA defeats Russia to take the second in this series. They'll close out tomorrow in a closed exhibition. Maddie Musselman, a monster effort, 6 goals. Ashley Johnson, 11 saves. They are on fire in the 6-on-5, 9 for 11, 7 of 9 from the penalty. We'll wrap it up and break down this one when we return. 21-8, your final score. And welcome back. Team USA takes it over Russia 21-8. Another balanced effort. They dominate in the 6-on-5 and on the penalty shot situation. Ashley Johnson, again, a big effort for Team USA. 11 saves, and Ashley joins us now. Ashley, a little bit of a slow start for Team USA, a couple of missed opportunities. How did things turn around in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's just keeping that attacking mindset, knowing that every possession, every stop is important, and respecting our opponent. Like, Russia's an amazing team. They have some amazing shooters and really great defenders and an amazing goalie. So, yeah, just keeping the mindset that you have to keep going even if it's not working.
Ashley, what was it like to see that many penalty shots in a game and to see a total of all these shots coming your way, but also seeing your teammates shoot? And what's it like to be in a game involved with so many penalties?
It's kind of fun. It's a fast-paced game. It's like you against the goalie, you against the shooter, and it really brings the importance of those one-on-one shots. And, yeah, especially against a team like Russia who has these really precise shooters, we just need to play a different style of defense and, yeah, be ready for those penalties.
And Ashley, one more for you. The one-on goalie, you make an errant pass. What's going through your mind as you see this unfolding in front of you? One shooter, just you back there.
Yeah, I'm like, if I don't stop this, I know what we're going to watch over and over in video tomorrow. So, yeah, just learning those shooters. I try to anticipate where they're going to shoot, try to give them what they want, and then take it away. So those are also fun, but it's never fun to turn over the ball like that.
Good stuff, Ashley. 11 saves. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Greg. Bye.
Ashley Johnson, 11 saves and a beautiful stop. She made a mistake, and then she cleans it up. Give it to them, and then take it away.
Takes the pitch. Fires the shot. Blocked. Musselman. Into the post. Crosses Fisher. To Musselman.
Final score in Irvine, Team USA 21, Russia 8, and no shocker, our clean athlete of the game, Maddie Musselman, the returning Olympic gold medalist, lights out. 6 huge goals, and John, she set the tempo early on as she was the one driving that USA offense in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the first couple of looks here are shot blocks, and you want to make yourself invaluable to your team, then do it all like Maddie Musselman. Shot blocks, assists, goals, great team player all around, and that's why she consistently makes these rosters and continues to win medals for Team USA.
Yeah, 6 goals, 2 assists, and then a series of defensive efforts, a steal, and some field blocks to go along with it. Our final numbers, we talked about them a lot, but you got to look at power play and penalty shot. Not to belabor this point, but this does tell the story.
Yeah, it always tells the stats tell the story. 9 for 12 for Team USA on power plays to go along with the penalty shots. Unstoppable. You're going to be difficult to beat if you can convert at that high level.
Yeah, when you see those numbers, you almost think, are those typos? 7 for 9. Yes, they did draw 9 penalty shots. They hit on 7 of them, and all part of a 21-goal effort, along with that defensive work against Russia. 2 out of 9 went Russia on the power play. So this is it now. On to Tokyo for Team USA. Some key final prep here before they open on the 24th.
And that prep is so important. That's what makes the Olympics so special, so unique. 5 years to prepare for one game of series there to lose or you're out. So this is it for Team USA, and that's why they make it happen.
Yeah, the long journey coming to a close in Tokyo, July 24th. That's going to do it for us here in Irvine. Thanks to all of you for watching. For our entire crew, our producer, Steve Elkin, our director, Jason Moon, my partner, John Abdu, Greg Meskel saying thanks for being here. It's a 21-8 win for Team USA. Enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend. And good night from Irvine, California.